Hey, so we're going to learn how to do the F chord today. F chord. It's quite a scary one for a lot of people. So we're going to start off. The final F chord is a bar chord that goes across all the strings. But just remember, we can break this down into lots of components. So don't get freaked out by the fact that you have to learn the full F chord, because it just seems scary and it's too much for a lot of people. So there's many ways to break it down, but let's just talk about the triad. If you've never heard of a triad before, it's the 3 notes that make up a chord. Okay, and it's normally the 1st, 3rd, and 5th note of a scale. It's not always, but oftentimes the ones that you learn down here, your C's and G's and A's and B's and whatever, it's all based off the 1st, 3rd, and 5th of a scale. So for example, F is F-A-C. Okay, the 1st note of the scale is F, the F scale, F major. Then it goes F, G. The 3rd note is A, B, C. Got C there. Okay. Oops. Need to practice that again. So F is the 1st note of the scale. 3rd, then it goes G, A. Then it goes B flat. Then it goes C. That's your 5th note. So 1, 2, 3. A. 4, 5. That's your 5th note, C. So anywhere you find F, A, and C on the guitar, it's going to be an F chord. So if you play up here, your F, oops, sounds a bit out of tune. F up there, you can play F like this. Oops, that's not, there we go. The C shape, you've got the A shape, you've got the E shape, E major shape, got lots of shapes. Okay, and then the D shape. There we go. Doesn't that look comfortable? So all of those places are using F, A, and C. So if you know the D chord already and you're struggling with the F, just slide your D shape to the 5th fret and you've got an F. Okay, yeah, it's not the big F with the nice warm low notes there, but it's still a good chord. So if you're going, if the song is like C and F, still sounds really nice. Okay, so that's, if you already know the D, you can slide it up. If you don't know the D, that's fine. Okay, but you should know it if you're looking for the F chord, but who knows. So the F chord here is the same as the E major chord. Now if you don't know what the E major is, it's the 1st fret of the 3rd string. If you don't know what the 3rd string is, it's the 3rd thinnest one. 1, 2, 3, and it's in the 1st block there. Then you put these two, your ring finger and your middle finger, on the 2nd fret of the 5th and 4th strings. So not the thickest, the 2nd thickest and the 3rd thickest, okay? So when you move that shape up, you need to move this nut, this little white thing is called a nut. You need to bar it, okay, to make the notes gel in. And when I was talking about F, A, and C, this note is an F, this note is a C, this note is an F, this note is an A, and this note is a C, and this is an F again. So although we're playing 6 strings, 6 notes, we're playing F 3 times. Oops. Okay, we're playing C twice. We're only playing A once. So there you go. Right, so to break it down, if you don't want to bar at all, we're just going to go string by string. Okay, we're going to do different shapes. That's an F. You could just play that. F, F, F. If you want to play F and C, it's the first fret across there. You can use 2 fingers, you can use 1 finger, or you can play this, the D shape on the 5th fret. Right, F and C there. Next is A. So to get your finger round like that, for some people it's too fiddly. You're trying to bar a few strings and then you're trying to loop your finger round, and it's just like it's making that kind of shape and your fingers just don't allow you to. They flatten, they do all these funny things. So the other way is you can do it like this. You can put your 2 fingers down on the 1st fret and then put your 3rd round. Again, if that's too tricky, don't worry, we've still got more options for you. The next option is very common, which is called, it's actually technically called an F major 7. Because you're adding in this E note. But that is the 3rd fret of the 4th string, the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and the 1st fret of the 2nd string. So you're not barring this, you're not barring anything, you're just putting 3 fingers down. Now if you want to take that one step further, you can put your little finger there and your 3rd finger on that 3rd fret of the 5th string. So now you're playing the 3rd fret 5th string, 3rd fret 4th string, 2nd fret 3rd string, 1st fret 2nd string. So that's the closest you're going to get to all the notes of the bar without playing the bar. Okay, so we've got single note, 2 notes, 3 notes with 2 different finger types. We've got the 3 fingers here. Sometimes people use the little finger. Then we've got the 4 strings. You can do the thumb if your thumb can reach around. Then there's the full bar. But there's still a couple more that we could use. There's a power chord. If you've never heard of a power chord, it's used when you use the 1st and 5th notes of a scale together. Okay, sometimes it's called a 5 chord. So you're using the 1st note of the scale, which is called the root note, because it's the root what all the notes are rooted on. And then you've got something called a perfect 5th, and when you put them together, they just harmonize perfectly, okay? You can also have a perfect 4th, which does harmonize nicely, but it doesn't quite harmonize like the 5th. Okay, so that's called a power chord. Used in lots of rock songs. That's where you just play the 1st fret of the 6th string and the 3rd fret of the 5th string together. Sometimes you can put your little finger underneath that one, and it makes it a little bit richer. That's 3 strings, the 3 thickest strings. Now, if you did have the finger dexterity to put your 2nd finger down on the 3rd string, you could then do the top 4 strings, and that creates a very nice sound. Okay, so you can see how you can break the F into 100, not 100, you can break into lots of different ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then now from the other side, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Just keep adding fingers on as you go, depending on how your fingers are feeling. If it starts to ache and all that stuff, don't worry, just keep, have a rest, have a little stretch out if you want, and try again in a bit. So now the final stage is trying to bar. Okay, barring is one of the biggest hurdles for beginner players, and once you get it, you get it, and you never go back. And then once you get the bar, you then have to practice the bar changes, just trying to get through all the bars. But that's another stage. But to get this one, I would just recommend practicing pushing your finger down on all the strings all the way across. What I do is I actually use the bony side of my finger to give it, because it's a bit harder, it's less squishy than the front bit. And then I push it down and play each string. And if there's one that's buzzing, then I have to just push even harder. And you have to get your thumb at the back there. Push as hard as you can together to try and get the sound to come out. Don't worry about the other fingers for now, but you just have to get used to doing that, because it is a little bit uncomfortable, can be a little bit painful for some people. Then, once you feel you've practiced that, you've got all the strings coming out just about, even if it's buzzing a little bit, or if it's not coming out at all, it just means you have to push even harder, push through the pain. You then have to layer on top of that, and I would recommend getting the E chord, E major. So you would put your second finger now on the first fret of the third string. You put your ring finger on the second fret of the fifth string, and your little finger on the second fret of the fourth string. And you've got your E, and now your first finger is free, and then you can move it sideways and then try and put that first finger down. So give it a strum without the first finger down. Okay, it makes a Spanishy kind of sound. And then try and put your first finger down, okay? It might buzz a lot, but if you vaguely get there, that's a huge, huge win. But slowly, as you get used to it, and you can squeeze down, your fingers might be going all in funny directions, and again, that's fine. The main thing to focus on is try and point your fingers so they're pointing backwards behind you, through you, okay? If you can do that and use your fingertips, make sure your nails are cut so that there's nothing stopping you from pushing down. The worst thing is when you've got a long nail, you can't push down even though you know you can do it, and the sound doesn't come through. So that's my top tips for the F. Hope that makes sense. Break it down into sections, and let me know in the comments if you get stuck on any particular part, and if you want any more clarification or specification on any section of something I've said today, or just any random opinion on the F chord. Okay? Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, take care. Bye.